Hey, it's Mike here, and today we're taking a look at a video called How I Make £2,000 per Month as a Cozy Gamer, and you can just copy me from Wendy, her Cozy Gaming. Now, this is like £2,000. If you're wondering how much that is in USD, that's almost $2,500 per month that she's making, apparently, from doing gaming, which I think would be amazing to be able to play games. And that's what it sounds like. I don't know if that's what she's doing or not, but that's what it sounds like. Playing games and making money, that would be amazing. Anyways, I'm gonna give her video a like here. If you guys can like my video as well, it really helps out with my YouTube channel and I appreciate it. And if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button and bell notification. Let's jump in and see if she's actually making money by playing games.
This time last year, I was working in a supermarket. Now I'm a social media marketing manager with a four-figure side hustle sharing the cozy video games that I love. So in this video, I thought I'd share the 4 steps that took me to go from living on minimum wage to earning an extra £2,000 a month just from my hobby.
I mean, that's pretty cool. Being able to make money from your hobby, that's the thing that everyone wants to do. And for me, my hobby really is like the whole make money online niche. I love it. I think it's amazing the fact that you can make money from anywhere in the world. It's really cool. It's truly a hobby for me, but I know it's not for everyone else. But gaming's also a hobby for me. I love playing video games. Pay me to play video games and I'll play them.
I'm going to break down how much I earned at each stage of my business, share the different ways I've tried to make money from gaming, and the key lessons I've learned so you can do the same. And at the end of this video, I'll share the kit that I use in my gaming setup and the resources that help me scale my business.
Like when people are making money from gaming, like what I understand is that you can make money by maybe doing like ads over your game, but you're not going to make very much. You can need like hundreds of thousands or millions of views just to make any kind of money from that kind of advertising. Or you need like some kind of a sponsor or something. I'm really interested to see how she's making this money.
But before we begin, I would just want to be honest with you, because it feels like it's taken me a lifetime to get to this point. I remember what it felt like to put hours into a stream and only have 2 people tune in.
Maybe on like, what was it, Stitch or whatever it's called, where people are doing gaming streaming. I know there's that, and there's also YouTube that people do it on.
Or to post a new YouTube video and only get a handful of likes. Yeah. It's discouraging to say the least, and sometimes I just wanted to quit. Really, it felt like I was just having an identity crisis, like trying to be the person that I thought everybody else wanted me to be. But it was videos like this on YouTube that gave me the courage to continue, and it taught me the skills that I needed to achieve my goals.
One thing I want to point out there is she was talking about like how you're trying to be the person that you think other people need you to be. And the thing is, you don't need to be like super entertaining or crazy or whatever. Just be yourself. Like that's what people want. They want you to be you. They want to see you. The only person that can be you online is you.
Seeing other gamers succeed and turn their hobby into a cozy business inspired me to keep going. And that's why I'm sharing this video with you today, because my goal is to hopefully help you make money from gaming. So let's start with step 1, how I went from nothing to £500. So probably like many of you, I started with content creation back in 2020. I was working the hardest I'd ever had to work, and it was a really scary time for me.
Starting your own job and trying to do anything by yourself like that, you're going to be working much harder than you're going to be working if you're going to be working for someone else. It's just the way it is. It's not like you work for yourself and it's all cushy. You don't have a boss that's making you do stuff. Your boss is you, and if you don't make yourself do stuff, guess what? You're not going to make any money.
I remember one awful day during that time when the queues in my supermarket spanned the entire length of the store and I was serving back-to-back customers. I just took myself off the toilets and cried, because I pictured myself sitting in that till for the next like 10, 20 maybe years, and I couldn't even bear it. I felt so hopeless in that moment.
It's awful when you're stuck at a job that you don't want to do. I remember when I was teaching English and I just hated it. Like I would have physical reactions, like not wanting to go to work when I was doing that. I just knew that I could do so much more.
That same night, while I was playing on my Nintendo Switch just to escape my reality, I decided to put all of my savings into buying my first ever PC, so I could teach myself how to stream my gameplay. I just thought if I could make money from playing my video games, I'd never have to work again. Yeah. So I streamed every night for a week to get Twitch affiliate. And although this was an incredibly hard time for me because
not Switch, but I say Switch before Twitch. There we
go. I was working 40 hours plus a week, and then in the evenings I was working 3 to 4 hours just on my Twitch streams. It became a pivotal moment in my life because it taught me a lesson that would go on to make me thousands playing video games. And that lesson was the power of community. Having other people around me who actually just liked hanging out with me and watching me play video games and cared about seeing me succeed on Twitch was how I made my first £500. And that came from subscriptions and donations. Now, let me share a tip with you.
That's cool. I mean, making your first money doing stuff like that, that's always amazing.
On how to grow your own community. Commit to showing up, whether it's streaming gameplay or creating YouTube videos or sharing posts on social media. Consistency builds trust and keeps your audience coming back.
It also keeps you doing it over and over again. I don't know how many times I've had it so that I've been in just like a groove of making videos, and I just keep on doing them and doing them and doing them, and I see my income go up and my viewers go up and my subscribers, and I stop doing it for just like a few days or a week, and boom, it just goes way down. That momentum is so important, and I break that rule so many times, and I know it drives me crazy because I know I'm messing things up. It's so important.
I made it a point to stream every night after work because I knew consistency was the key to growing my audience. Now let's move on to step number 2, and I think this was around 2021 for me. How I went from £500 to £1,000. I was
a big increase right there. So there's big changes that usually happen.
36 when I got into Twitch streaming, and I was so nervous about starting because I just felt so old. I watched every video on YouTube about how to set up my Twitch stream and the best software to use and the kit that I needed. I would spend hours on my days off just speaking to other micro streamers that I'd made friends with and just helping each other out with tech related.
People are so nice. If you ask people that are doing the same thing as you, if they see that you're serious about what you're doing, they'll help you. People want to help other people that are trying to help themselves. It's so true.
Issues. I honestly thought this was my way out of my minimum wage job. It just seemed so easy. All I had to do was play my favorite games and start a Discord server for my subscribers to hang out after stream. They would sub and donate and I'd be able to quit my job. At least that's what everybody on YouTube was telling me, but I found out that was not the case. And after a year, I burnt out. I lost all the money I made and went straight back down to zero. Between you and me, this was a really low point in my life. I was ashamed to be in my late 30s and unable to pay my bills.
It sucks, especially for the kids that are doing this kind of a thing, like the streaming thing. If you're a 15-year-old kid in your parents' basement streaming and making a little bit of extra money on the side, you've got a place to stay. You've got food. You don't have to worry about paying bills. When you're older, when you're in your late 20s, your late 30s, your late 40s, or late 50s, or wherever you're starting, much more pressure on you, and you need to make those wins faster because an extra $100 a month isn't going to be very much. You need an extra 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 in order to make a difference.
All I had wanted was a successful business just doing what I loved. But even though streaming games wasn't the quick way to earn money that I thought it was going to be, it did teach me a valuable lesson. And that has been the key to my success with content creation today. Lesson number 2. If you want to make money from gaming, you have to learn new skills. The reason I failed at live streaming was simply because I didn't understand how to brand myself. I didn't know what games to play, and I didn't know how to market myself.
But that's stuff you don't know in the beginning. You always learn that kind of stuff. Like, I'll do these reaction videos, and I know that this video I'm recording right now isn't going to be a super popular one. You know why? Because it's not hypey enough. It's not crazy enough. People want to see. I know the Make Money Online audience wants to see how to make $1,000 in 5 minutes by pushing a button. That's what people want. And they'll say that they don't want it, but that's what will get views. This kind of stuff won't get as many views. And I know that. And I'm still doing it because I enjoy this kind of content. But you'll learn as you go on what your audience reacts to, what works and what doesn't work. But you only learn by doing.
I didn't know the different ways to make money. So I decided to quit streaming and disappear from social media for a whole year to learn some new skills. Skills like brand identity, content writing, video editing, and basic business skills. And if you're a gamer just getting started this year, then I highly recommend learning these skills too if you want to become a content creator. It was actually these skills that helped me land my first paid brand collaboration. It was for a mobile game that I was playing, and I ended up earning about £350, I think equates to about $450
That's really good.
just for posting a 30-second TikTok
That's amazing.
about it. And at the time I had less than 2,000 followers. Not a huge amount of money, obviously,
For 2,000 followers, that's a lot of money.
but it did give me a lot of hope. After my year out, I came back stronger the following year because I decided to try turning my love of gaming into a business one last time, but with a completely different strategy. The pivot would help me double my previous year's earnings. Instead of relying on subscriptions from viewers, I decided to start my own gaming blog with the goal of getting it monetized through ad revenue within its first year. And utilising those skills that I'd gained through online courses, joining other communities, and watching hundreds of YouTube videos, I managed
Just kind of creating a community in a way.
to grow my blog from 0 to 100,000 views in its first year. And would you believe it?
Fast.
I was accepted by an ad network before the year was out and was able to start monetizing my blog. Within 12 months, I scaled my gaming blog from 100,000 views to 300,000 views and earned over £2,000 in ad revenue. I honestly could not believe it. I had finally found a way to make money from gaming without relying on subscriptions. Seeing that money hit my bank account was the catalyst I needed to keep going. But something else unexpected happened during that year. I managed to grow a TikTok and a YouTube following and started working with more brands.
Look at that. I mean, she's working on multiple different things, testing out multiple different platforms and getting results. I mean, what happens usually is you'll get results on one platform, and because of that, it'll make it easier to get results on another.
This took me from £350 to over £1,000 a month. Just an FYI, the figures that I'm sharing are just from my business and before tax. They don't include my job earnings. Just thought I'd mention that because I'm sure it's going to come up in the comments.
It's okay. I mean, she doesn't have to mention that kind of stuff. I mean, people kind of assume that.
And this brings me on to lesson number 3. You need to diversify your income streams. I was so close to giving up when I couldn't make
You really do. You need to have multiple ones because you never know, like, if you rely all on Google AdSense one day, like, earnings during the pandemic were much higher for a lot of people on YouTube, and now they've gone down. So if you rely all on that, then you're out of luck. You need other stuff.
Twitch work for me. But when I pivoted, not only did I start earning more money, but I also found I could be myself. I stopped playing all the popular games that
I like how that cat just showed up there.
I thought I was supposed to be playing because that's what everybody else was playing, and started playing all the little cozy games that I love. But although I found success with blogging, if you're a beginner, I don't actually recommend you start a website. The reason is it requires high-level skills and it can be expensive. Looking back, I can
Not that hard to start a website. You can use a lot of these platforms like Wix and whatnot, Squarespace, or a lot of ways of easily doing it now.
see that there are more ways that I could have made money that are free to start and much less time consuming. Which brings me on to step 4. How I went from making £1,000 to over £2,000 a month.
Another big jump.
At this point, I was 39 and I've slowly been building up my presence on TikTok. This was back in 2023 when I saw an opportunity to share game recommendations. Because there weren't any women my age talking about cozy video games.
And that's good. Look at her. She's finding out what makes her different from other people out there. And a lot of these gamers are young guys, probably. And she's I don't want to say older. It's not that old. But she's not like a 20-year-old. And she's able to share a unique perspective.
So I used the skills that I had learned over the past year and started making content. And within a few months, my account took off. I was getting thousands of views, sometimes millions of views every time I posted. Honestly, I was so excited. I felt like I was adding so much value to the world and helping women find games they actually wanted to play, not just the games their partners were playing. People were commenting on my videos thanking me so much for sharing these cozy game recommendations, and they just wanted to see more from me.
Look at that. She's actually doing something that she likes.
This honestly lit a fire under me, and after my TikTok started to take off, I decided to repost my content to YouTube Shorts, Pinterest, and Instagram. I was initially a faceless account, so I would just share clips of my Nintendo Switch or clips of gameplay. My account quickly grew to over 20,000 followers, which is insane. And I started to land even more brand sponsorships and work with big names like Sega. And I finally hit my first £2,000 profit month when I was 39 years old. And I cannot even describe the feeling. I was beyond happy. Going from living paycheck to paycheck and struggling financially for years, to making an extra £2,000 a month felt like I'd won the lottery. I realised then the crucial aspect of being a creator that nobody was talking about, and that's the power of compounding. This has to be one of the biggest lessons that I have learned. Each skill I learned, every post I made, and every connection I fostered built upon the last.
It's so true. I mean, in the beginning, you want to edit a video, you don't have to, "Oh, I don't know how to do that." You have to learn how to edit a video, and you go through trainings. You finally, you kind of learn how to do it. And then you need to make a thumbnail or something. Oh, I need to learn graphic design. And oh, then I need to make a blog. Oh, I need to do it. But then after you've learned it all and you want to do something, you're like, oh, I need to make a video and post it to TikTok. Okay, I can do that. And you have all the skills to do it. It makes it so much faster. Or in the beginning, you post a video on your account that has no followers and you get 5 views, but then you got 100 followers, 100 subscribers, and then you get 20 views on your video. And then it just, like, the more subscribers you get, the more views you get. It just keeps on going up, 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 and up. And it makes it a lot easier to stay consistent.
At first, those results felt small, almost invisible, but over time, those small efforts started to snowball into bigger opportunities. The £350 I made during my first ever brand collaboration may not sound a lot, but it was proof to me that I was on the right track. By sticking with it, I turned that small win into multiple collaborations and an extra £2,000 a month. But honestly, it wasn't always £2,000 a month. My earnings fluctuate a lot. Some months I'll earn £500, other months I'll earn £3,000.
Well, that's a good amount of money, like £3,000 a month. I wonder what she's earning now.
Which made me realise I would still be heavily reliant on my day job to pay my bills. And that's when I realised I needed a consistent income. I took a critical look at what I was making and decided to focus on the ones that were likely to yield a return. I was making £2,000 on sponsorships, £600 on UGC, £1,000 on digital products, and £250 on ad revenue.
Okay, so you look at that, and she's making most money from sponsorships and digital products. And UGC. I mean, the ad revenue isn't making her much compared to all the other stuff.
That's when I realised that digital marketing should have been a skill that I learned in the very beginning. It took me so long to get into it because I've been living under the illusion that the only way for gamers to make money was from subscriptions during live streams. And my chances of being a famous Twitch streamer were slim at best. I just did not have the time anymore. With digital,
That's a huge thing as well, having the time. When you get older, you just don't have that time.
products, I could make an ebook packed with all the skills and the knowledge that I've been learning from all my years of being a content creator, and then just earn money while I'm sleeping. I generally could not believe it when I woke up and I realized that actually people have been buying from me while I was asleep.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Now she's doing digital products, which is great. Teach people. You've made money doing this. Now teach other people how you made money. I mean, you are a legitimate person. You can teach people, and you should get paid for that.
Realized that this was the business I should have started in the first place.
Well, you couldn't have done it in the first place because you didn't know how to do it in the first place.
And what I recommend new creators do now. All you need to know is how to create a digital product and where to market it. Now, I know you're probably thinking, well, that's okay for you. You've got thousands of followers, but you don't need a large following to be able to do digital marketing. I actually learned a way to promote yourself without ever showing your face. Remember how I said earlier that I started a faceless account by just showing my Nintendo Switch and the gameplay on it? Well, if I had known about digital marketing then, I never would have even had to rely on brand sponsorships. In this video here, I do show my face because it's a more recent video, but I'm not even talking in it. I'm just miming to a sound, and it's had over 4,000 comments.
I still think it's better to show your face. Even I know people always talk about, oh, faceless this, faceless that. If you can show your face, do it.
And all those comments are going to my digital products.
So what do you guys think of this? I mean, I think it's amazing that she's able to make about $2,500 per month doing this whole gaming type thing. She's done it in a different way, but I think that it's fantastic. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think about it as well. And please like this video. It really helps out on the YouTube channel, and I appreciate it. And hit that subscribe button and bell notification. As always, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again in my next video.